Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel Blank. I'm Iron, and today I will be showing you the fourth of a series. The fourth day of Digitober. This will be the fourth video to a 31 video series, each for every day of October that I'll be posting soon. And yes, digital Inktober. If you've seen the past 3 videos, you probably know what the next part is all about, and you can skip it. Go ahead. But if you haven't, let me explain Digitober for you. I know it's weird, but bear with me. It's a little challenge I thought of, using only white and black to do digital drawings. So now without further ado, let's get into it. The fourth word from an old Inktober list I got on the internet is smoke. So now while you enjoy a quick speed paint, I'll be telling you a horror story based on the word smoke. So I really didn't find that much based on the word smoke, so I went to a webpage that says 7 horror stories you need to share around the campfire. And I was like, campfire and smoke, they go along, it's okay. So I'll be reading you 7 little horror stories. So sit back and relax, cause here we're gonna start with the first story. The Ghost of Stowe Lake. In 1908, a man was pulled over by the cops when he was driving too fast. When the police officer spoke to the man, he found him shaking and talking gibberish. The man claimed a woman had crawled out of Let me start all over. In 1908, a man was pulled over by the cops when he was driving too fast. When the police officer spoke to the man, he found him shaking and talking gibberish. The man claimed a woman had crawled out of Stowe Lake while he had been fishing there that morning. What he saw was so lifelike that the man had walked over to the woman. What the hell? That's really bad. What he saw was so lifelike that he had walked over to the woman and tried to help her out of the lake. It's believed that this woman, who had long blonde hair and was barefoot, was the ghost of a woman who drowned herself and her baby in the lake in the 18th century. 2. The Charman. In Ojai Valley, in Camp Comfort County, in Ojai Valley, in Camp Comfort This is a tongue twister, damn it. In the Ojai Valley, in Camp Comfort County Park, California, the grotesque figure of a burned man can be seen by an unlucky few. It is believed that a mysterious wildfire which engulfed the woods in 1948 killed the Charman when he tried to protect his wife and his son from the flames. Taking shelter in a ditch, the Charman lay over his family to shield them from the fire. His burnt body was later found strung up to a tree, but his wife and son were never found or heard from again. Some say they have heard a woman and child screaming on the site where Charman died. Others believe they have been chased by Charman, who claws at people's skin, trying to replace his own. 3. The Girl Who Was Buried Alive. In 1962, a 13-year-old girl was abandoned in the woods just outside of Salem, Massachusetts, by her father, who suspected her of being a witch. After hearing rumors that his daughter had been terrorizing townspeople, the girl's father led a mob into the woods to find her and kill her. The girl escaped the fire, but was met with a group of angry men who began chasing her deeper into the woods. When the girl fell into a deep ditch, she called to her father for help, and as she reached up to her father, he started to shovel dirt over her. Now, people who visit now people who visit the woods think they can hear the muffled, agonizing screams of a girl who was buried alive. 4. Camp Connecticut. Hidden on a back road, Camp Connecticut is a derelict summer camp with a dark history. Before the area was a camp, a poverty-stricken family lived in the woods, driven insane with hunger and thirst. The man killed his daughter and wife before hanging himself from a tree. When the area was developed into a camp hundreds of years later, a camp counselor went crazy, killing 60 children and 4 other counselors by locking them in their cabins and setting them on fire. Before drowning himself, the counselor scratched the hanging man told me into a tree stump near the lake. People believe the guilt-ridden ghost of the man haunts the empty camp, with people hearing hysterical laughter in the woods in the dead of night. 5. Hide and Seek Creek. This one sounds nice. In 1971, a camp counselor at Camp Nook Creek started a game of hide and seek with the campers. He sent the campers to hide and made himself the seeker. After an hour or two, the counselor had found all the kids except one, James Lacey. While called time on the game because it was getting late, he yelled for the kids to return to their bunks for a count. Everyone returned except James. The counselor called his colleagues, and they searched for him all night, but James was nowhere to be seen. Once a police search finished, the camp was closed for the rest of the summer and reopened 3 years later. The same counselor returned and was setting up the creek for a canoe lesson for the new campers. Upon overturning one of the canoes, he was hit with a putrid smell. Underneath the canoe, he found the remains of James. Scratch marks lined the inside of the boat, where the child had tried to get free once he became trapped. I wonder if that story is true. Probably not. I don't know. Next one, 6. The Raid. At Spring Peaks Camp, near Lake Michigan in 1982, a group of boys decided to raid the cabins of the girls who were staying at the camp. One night when the coast was clear, the boys snuck out of their own cabin and creeped into the girls' One night when the coast was clear, the boys snuck out of their own cabin and creeped into the girls' cabin. It was so dark that the boys couldn't see anything and were feeling around the room. As they tried to find candy and snacks to steal, the cabin light turned on and the boys figured they were busted. But in the doorway was a masked figure holding a blood-drenched knife. The boys screamed and started to shake the girls' beds to wake and warn them. That's when they realized that they, and everything else in the cabin, was covered in blood of their fellow campers. By the end of the night, every single camper and counselor had been murdered by the masked figure. 7. The Only Child. In 1876, a 10-year-old boy bludgeoned his mother and father to death while they slept after his mother had told him she was going to have a baby. When the housemaid found the boy sitting in his parents' blood When the housemaid found the boy sitting in his parents' blood the next day, he told her that someone had come into the house in the middle of the night and murdered his parents while he hid under his own bed. No one knows what happened to the boy after this, but a campsite now sits on the land of his parents. No one knows what happened to the boy after this, but a campsite now sits on the land his parents used to own. Campers and hikers who stay at the site have said they sometimes hear a child's laughter. Others have seen the ghost of the mother and father he murdered, drifting through the woods holding hands. And that's the end. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll leave a link in the description for these stories if you guys would like to read them on your own time too. And I hope this makes you want to subscribe, drop a like, or leave a comment. And don't forget to hit the notification bell. That way you'll never miss out any of my new videos. Alright? Hope to see you on the next one. Bye. Bye.